Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. Just want to take a quick minute here and discuss the new mortgage rules that were announced this week. We've had a lot of questions about how it's going to affect certain people's buying power, but also how it's going to affect the market as a whole. So I just wanted to discuss what's happening and who are some potential winners and losers in each case. So the main one that everyone's been hearing about that gets released on October 17th, or it comes into effect October 17th, is if you have less than 20% down, you get approved at a different rate. You get approved at what's called the benchmark rate as set by the Bank of Canada. That rate is currently 4.64, substantially higher than what you've been approved for previously. So that would have been maybe 2.5-ish around there. So that in turn means you're going to be approved for less. You don't necessarily pay that amount. So you're approved at the higher rate, but you still pay whatever the posted rate is or whatever the rate is you get. But what you get approved for it has an inverse relationship with your interest rate because more of your cash has to be allocated towards the interest payment. So interest rate goes up, what you're approved for comes down. Because they take into consideration what your mortgage payment is, your taxes, your heating, 50% of your condo fees, that divided by your income, it can't exceed 32%. If you put in your debts in there as well, it can't exceed 40%. So if you have less than that 20% down as a down payment, then you're just going to have to be approved at a different number, and that's the benchmark rate. Who's this going to affect? Anybody with less than 20% down. So it could really affect the first-time home buyers that don't have the 20% saved up yet. Who is it meant to impact on a positive scale? Well, it's meant to impact the market as a whole and stabilize the market, especially in these overheated areas like Toronto, Vancouver. So this one will be very interesting to watch and to see how it plays out on October 17th. Nothing's really set in stone yet, and there's still a lot of confusion around it. I'm no expert by any means on mortgage rules, so if you do have any further questions about that one in particular, do let us know. We'll put you in touch with the right people. Just want to touch on a couple of other things that they've released as well too. One's not talked about that much. I think it's released at the end of, or it comes into effect at the end of November. And this one affects lenders in general. And a lot of times, smaller lenders, so not big banks, smaller lenders, they take their loans and even when they're low ratio, so they're somebody put over 20% down, they still insure them. And they insure these loans, package them up, and they can then be sold off as mortgage-backed bonds. And that's how they make the majority of their cash. That's how they stay in business. The smaller lenders, they package them up and they sell them. There's a lot more red tape being put around this now and around these insured products, and they might not be able to do this as much anymore. So who is this going to affect? The smaller lenders, we may see them dissipate from the market a little bit, and the larger banks, the big banks, they might be doing more deals, and I would expect them to do a lot more deals. And the smaller lenders, if this does come into play, not do as many deals because they're just not able to. The third thing that was released, I don't know if you heard about this. This is when you go to sell your primary residence, you used to not have to declare what you made on it. So if you bought it for 200 and you sold it for 500, you didn't have to declare that difference. Now you do. You don't have to pay tax on it if it is your primary residence. But they are trying to narrow in on foreign investment and people that are buying from outside the country. They're buying in and they're paying only that 5% down, and then they go to sell it and they're calling it the primary residence, so they don't necessarily have to pay the capital gains tax on it. Now they will have to pay the capital gains tax on it. Is it going to work flawlessly? Who knows? It is there to benefit the taxpayer in a lot of ways and to hinder the foreign investment that's coming in. It's directed, of course, at the Vancouver and area market. But I mean, there's foreign investment in Calgary too. There's a ton of foreign investment in Calgary. So we'll see how that one plays out. It won't affect as many of us on a day-to-day basis, but still something really interesting to watch. So again, there's still a lot of unknowns on how this is all going to play out. If you do have any questions, please let us know. We're not mortgage specialists. I mean, we're in the real estate game as well too, so we'll put you in touch with somebody if you do have a more specific question. Hopefully this doesn't confuse you anymore. I know there's a lot going on, and hopefully it helps clear it up, but it might confuse you more. Either way though, do let us know if you have any questions, and have a great Thanksgiving.